So the time has come for me to leave Bali. Unfortunately, my month-long visa has expired and I need to get out of the country. But before I leave, I want to take a nice little dip in this beautiful ocean here in Uluwatu and enjoy the ocean before going to the city of Kuala Lumpur. Only gonna go for a few days because I need to be back in the UK pretty soon. I want to take a moment just to talk about some of the things that don't go right when you're traveling. I knew that I was gonna have to leave Indonesia on the 24th, which is tomorrow, because my visa was going to run out. And because I couldn't figure out where I wanted to go next, I left my booking of my flight until the very last minute. Now I knew this was gonna cost money, but what I didn't realize is that trying to book something in a pinch last minute also puts you under a lot of time constraint and pressure to book. A mistake that I made cost me about $150, and that was booking my flight last night. I overlooked the fact that I was booking it for the same day and not the next day, which is today. I had to pay premium and extra baggage. At 5 in the morning, I must have realized what I had done, because I woke up and checked my phone, and sure enough, I had booked for the previous evening at 11 p.m. meaning my flight had left while I was sleeping. What a bummer. But I just wanted to share that little story with you. It's not the end of the world. I'm still healthy. Everything is good. It's minor, but sometimes you do these stupid things and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me? It comes as a result of moving around constantly, not having any plans, which causes a lot of room for spontaneity, but also can really trip you up sometimes. And that's what happened to me. It tripped me up. Made it back to the hostel, got my bags all packed up, and I have so much stuff. Most of it's drone and camera gear. And now I'm gonna walk to the airport because this spot is like 10 minutes around the corner. Last time I was here, I made a friend here at the barber shop. Here he is, my buddy from Denpasar.
I'm not from Bali, bro.
Wow.
I'm from Java, bro.
Java. And he kindly offered me a ride to the airport. It's so good to know people here. I can see, thank you. Hey. Well, that was awesome, getting to see a friend that I met a few months ago and having a quick little beer before I fly. Honestly, I spent a bit too long drinking a beer and chatting, so hopefully I can still check in. I don't want to have to buy another flight. Just landed in Kuala Lumpur. It's about 10 o'clock right now. Look at the sky bridge. I'm excited to see what Malaysia has to offer. So far I have 2 nights booked at a hostel, ready to go from there. So here's the question. Are you a travelator person or a walking with your 2 feet person? This is like your first time traveling overseas. When you arrive at the airport, you're gonna need to stay connected somehow. And pretty much every airport has Wi-Fi. The next thing is going to be to get a phone plan, and also you should have probably done this beforehand, download any offline maps for your city where you're at. Second of all, you're gonna want to get a mobile plan. You can get that in the airport, or you can get it outside. It's probably gonna be cheaper outside, but it's better to have mobile data when you're moving around a new country. One thing I always like to do when I arrive is remove these flipping tags. They're a pain in the ass to get off. But at least you're not telling everybody where you've flown in from or where you're going. Any more information than having a big weird backpack. It basically says you're fresh off the boat and you have no idea where you're going. Also, remove these things because they can make the machine confused next time you travel. All right, time to navigate to our hostel. Thank you. We're getting the train into the central. Last one on the train. 12:30, it's pretty dead here, so I don't think I'm gonna get any public transport from here on out. Fortunately, I have the Grab app, so I will get a taxi from here. Well, that was an interesting evening. Definitely the hostel was not what I was expecting. It has a rundown rustic look, which in the daylight looks cool and the photos looks cool, but honestly when I arrived it basically felt like a homeless shelter. But I was safe, there was a place to charge my stuff and they had Wi-Fi. But here is the main street that I'm staying on in Malaysia. This is the Chinatown district. So we're gonna go for a little bit of a walk, get some coffee and see a little bit of Malaysia. Lots of interesting smells coming from here. Temperature's hot, but it's not too humid here, which I'm pretty surprised by. It's actually quite nice. I don't feel like I'm sweating through my t-shirt yet. So Kuala Lumpur has quite an iconic skyline, and it looks like we're kind of in the heart of it here. And I think I see in the distance one of the famous towers that you see on all the photos of the skyline here. So we're gonna go head that way, check it out, and yeah, see what that district's like. I have to say, for such a big city, it's definitely quite quiet. I don't see many people around. Tuesday at 10:40 a.m. Maybe it's just the area that we're in, but it's not very busy at all. One thing I tend to notice in some of these countries is that how many people seem to be just sat around waiting. Now, I don't know if it's because it's the midday heat or whatever, but there's a lot of people that just sit waiting for customers or something to happen. And it seems like such an incredible waste of human resources and human brain power. When you see people just sat on a chair waiting for customers to come in just to take some money and put it in a register. I mean, I don't mean to put down what these people do. Also, I'm wandering the streets filming myself right now, so I'm also not doing much productive work, but I always wonder that. I didn't know Kuala Lumpur had a monorail. Interesting. Somebody please explain to me how the Hard Rock Cafe still exists. I mean, seriously, these places have so much prime real estate. Maybe that's the only reason they have value. I don't know. It's funny, when you first visit a city, kind of take some time to scope it out, feel the vibe. And some cities, you kind of get the vibe immediately. You go to Barcelona, for me at least, that was a place where I immediately got a vibe. Some other places in the world as well, parts of London, New York, Manhattan, Kuala Lumpur. I cannot put my finger on it yet. And look at this old hotel. Thai Club and Bistro. That place looks like it's got lots of interesting stories. Super impressive, super modern buildings. Don't know why, but I did not expect this from Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur or Kuala Lumpur? Oh, there they are. Famous Twin Towers. Not sure if I'm going to get away with putting the drone up here. It's like a little jungle in the city. Cool. This is so cool that they have such a large area for the kids in the city. I think this is probably the biggest playground I've ever seen. Amsterdam has lots of playgrounds, but this one is massive. They've really put a lot of thought into developing this. I think this is probably one of the best city views next to New York Central Park. The panorama is awesome. This place smells delightful. Wow, the design and thought that goes into this is incredible. We narrowly missed an absolute downpour. It's okay. Oh man, the coffee's good. rubber molded stuff. I don't know how appealing that really is. Doing a quick Wikipedia search, I found that these Patronas twin towers were the tallest towers in the world from 1998 to 2004. It's like a completely different temperature to what it was in the morning. But hey, what do you think? Patronas towers, they're pretty awesome, huh? Looks spicy, looks very spicy. I love the music in these places. It sounds like an old James Bond movie from the 70s. I have to say that was pretty good for less than a $5. I was definitely a little bit skeptical of the fact that everything was a bit cold, but it looks like they went through a lot of food there. It was very busy. Those are generally good signs that you're going to be safe. We'll of course find out. Well, that just about concludes my little trip here in Kuala Lumpur, or at least day one of my trip here. Thanks for watching this little walkthrough tour of the city. Well, that concludes this little city walkthrough of my trip here in Kuala Lumpur. I hope you enjoyed this video and got to see some things new, maybe learn something. If you liked this video, leave a comment down below. I always love reading them, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. I'll see you guys in the next one.